Hello everyone, hope you're having a good day. Today we'll be discussing the questions of an IELTS test. It's from book 14, test 1. I'm not going to introduce myself today because I have been repeating that for a while. So we'll directly go on to the questions. So let's see what's the first question is. What job would you like to have 10 years from now? I have said that I have a master's in business administration with a major in human resource management. So I would like to be a HR manager. I'm not sure if I would be able to get a chance in human resource field, but I really love to be a human resource manager in 10 years from now. How useful will English be for your future? When you take the HR field, most of the human resource managers or executives have a very fluent communication. It's really helpful in the future. They have a, I'm not sure if it's really mandatory to be having that communication because there are HRs in our place. They talk in rural languages, but most of the time it's good that we have a very good English. So if I improve my English, it will be very helpful for my future if I want to be a HR manager. How much traveling do you hope to do in the future? Uh, During the pandemic, we have postponed many of the travelings that we had decided earlier, but now we are not able to do because of the situation. So after this COVID period, we I'll definitely do a lot of traveling, which we have postponed for quite a while. So I and my family we love to travel to most of the places. So we have as we have a kid, it's difficult to do now. So we have postponed all the travels to the future. So definitely we'll be doing a lot of travel in the future. How do you think your life will change in the future? As of now, I'm not working and staying at home with my kids, so it's kind of I have a lot of time to study and enhance my skills. But when I start working, I really will not have much time. I'll be very busy in the future, and it's going to be tough for me to handle both work life or to have a work life balance. But definitely I think I can manage it because I love to work as well as I will love my family too. So definitely it's going to be a busy time in future. Yeah. Now we'll go into the part 2. Describe a book that you enjoyed reading because you had to think a lot. You should say what this book was, why you decided to read it, what reading this book made you think about, and explain why you enjoyed reading this book. I normally love to read novels. I'm not a read person who reads a lot previously, but now I have managed to read quite a few books. But most of them are novels. But I really enjoyed in the initial part of my reading. I really enjoyed reading a book which was a biography of Sailendra Babu. He is Sada himself, and he's an IPS officer in Tamil Nadu. And the book was about all his experience and struggles that he faced in his life throughout before being an IPS officer and after being an IPS officer. I decided to read that because it was gifted to me by my cousin. I actually had a dream to become an IAS officer when I was very young because my father wanted me to become one. So I decided to read that book because to get some inspirations to become one IPS or IAS officer. So when my brother has a cousin actually, he gifted it. I thought of reading it to get know about the things that we need to prepare for for going for a course or what we have to do to become an IAS officer. That's why started to read. But then when I started reading it, he has explained all his struggles throughout his life before being an IPS officer. So uh, I was from a very rural place. I am from a rural place, and I had to struggle a lot to go to college because when my dad sent me to college, my neighbors were not happy about it because most of the girls in my place didn't go to college level. They studied up to high secondary school, and then they stopped. Most of the parents stopped their children from going to school. So when my dad sent me to college, he had to face a lot of objections from the neighbors. So uh, I also felt demotivated at the time initially, but when I started reading this book and know about the struggles he faced, I also thought that even if I'm not able to become an IAS officer, I'll be able to achieve something in my life. I wanted to be in a good position with all good education. So I started preparing myself to face the uh, world apart from the place. In the rural place we do not have much exposure, so I thought go get to know about computers, internet. I got to know about all this from my seniors only. I do not have much exposure when I was in school or before that. So thus it motivated me to know a lot about the society and how to help me to improve so much in my life. So I loved enjoyed. I would always think that it's good that I read that book, which motivated me a lot. We'll go to the session 3, part 3. It's about children and reading. What are the most popular types of children's books in your country? I'm not sure about the books in the country, but in my state, I'm from the border of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. So there, children enjoy reading the books that are published in the regional languages. Mostly, it's Junior Vigadan in Tamil and Balrama in Malayalam. I also have. I mostly see pictures when I was young. I do not read most of the stories because they continuous stories going from books to books. We have to keep reading, keep a track of it to continue to know about the story. The curiosity that it develops when we read a book, we always are curious what will happen next in the book, next series. So most of the children are reading such books. There is another one, Silver Malar. That's also in regional language. I do not know about the English children's books that are available. I mean, it's series books. What are the benefits of parents reading books to their children? When parents read to their children love to listen to their parents. There will be the parents can spend quality time with their children, and also the children will develop the habit of reading at their young age. Only then they will be motivated to read themselves when it's needed. I mean, when they go to school and colleges, they definitely should read at least their textbooks to learn more. And if they read other books other than the textbooks, they'll gain more knowledge. So to develop that habit from the childhood, parents should help the children read books to their children when they are young itself. Should parents always let children choose the books they read? Not exactly, because children are all children until they grow up, because they do not know which book is good and which book is bad. We do not. We should always ensure that the book that the children read is good for them. It do not create any negative thoughts in them. So we always. It's good that we inspect the books that we read, that they read in once in a while. Uh, uh, Mostly it's good that we personally buy the book for them, or we choose the books they read, instead of letting them choose the books they want. It's good that we choose the books that they read, because we know which is good for our children, which is not good for our children. So definitely it's good that we choose parents choose the children books for the children. Electronic books, how popular are electronic books in your country? Electronic books is not so popular, because only now after the pandemic, most of the children, we parents bought iPad and phones for their children to attend to their classes. Before that, it's not so popular, because children go to school, study the physical books, not the printed books mostly, and they do not get access to the electronic books. But maybe in future they might get access, because now they have started using all these internet and online stuffs for their education. So maybe in future it may become popular, but as of now the popularity of electronic books is very less in our country. What are the advantages of parents reading electronic books compared to printed books? Electronic books, we don't have a place to store the book. That's the one of the advantage. But in printed books, we can we'll be more attached to our children. Can sit with them and turn pages. We can ask the person and ask the child to turn the pages. And electronic books, it's similar to letting them watch iPad. We are worried about the rays that may affect our children while using these electronic gadgets, right? So that's the same case with electronic books. So I would prefer to use printed books than electronic books when it compared to reading with children. Advantages are there because there you can have a number of books within a small electronic gadget, number of electronic books within the same gadget. But at the same time, uh, we cannot. It's good that we use printed books. Printed books. Will electronic books ever completely replace printed books in the future? I don't think so because it's been a long time that we invented paper and invented gadgets also. So still the printed books has its own popularity among people. The electronic gadgets, even after it was is invented, it is not so popular. But we still or what we are familiar with the printed books. So I think maybe the children when they grow up they might get used to these electronic gadgets, but as of now the printed books will remain popular among the people of this generation. Maybe next generation there may be some improvement in I mean some increase in the use of electronic books, but I don't think it will be completely replaced by electronic books. However, even if it is very popular, it won't be completely replaced. There will be printed books for sure. So with this, we end the session. We answered most of the questions. I'm not sure how far I have answered, but I think that I am improving. This is a kind of self motivation. I want to improve myself, and that's why I'm speaking all this rubbish on this internet. So because I need to record it and store it. If I am saving it in my phone, I will definitely do not have space in my mobile. So this is a good way to revise what I mean or to compare myself, what I was and what I will be in future. So I think I'll be improving so much in the future if I continue practicing like this for a while. So if I have wasted some of your time, if some of you have really listened to me, I do not know if this will be effective for you, but you think you can you can also try to answer questions like this so that you also can improve yourself. You do not have to listen to me or subscribe to my channel. I would just suggest you to stay away, I mean just not to subscribe, because it is not going to be of any use to you. I'm just doing this for myself, motivation, self to improve my self confidence and things like that. So I really do not encourage you to subscribe to my channel. Anyway, if I have wasted at least 5 minutes or 1 minute of your time, I'm really sorry about that. We'll be seeing in the next video. Thank you so much. Have a good day.